Hello again, everyone. This is Chris here. That's Robert Hardy. And this is the Citizen Sports Weekly wow, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
What are we doing this? Oh, we're doing this because he's not going to be here.
That's right.
So we're going to do it a little bit early. So today's Wednesday, October 28th, 2015. It's week 8 in the NFL. We're halfway through. Hard to believe. Amazing.
Didn't Bon Jovi sing about halfway there?
Halfway there. Yeah, we're living on a prayer, all right, folks. With no further ado, let's get right to the games. And the first game that we're picking, and one of the reasons why we're doing this on a Wednesday so we can pick the Thursday game, is my Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. Well, I guess we're really going to see whether the Dolphins' revival and renaissance is for real or not, or whether they just basically took advantage of two horrible teams in the Titans and the Texans. The Patriots are going to be the true test. How good a coach Dan Campbell really is, how good a quarterback Ryan Tannehill is, how good a running back Lamar Miller is, and how great a defense the Dolphins are as general. Ndamukong Suh had a couple sacks last week. Cameron Wake had another couple. He's got 6 in the last 2 games. So the Dolphins they're alive. And I like to say they had they had a heart transplant. A little bit of a brain transplant maybe, but definitely a heart transplant. This team is just fighting and playing hard, and as a Dolphins fan, I love it. Never expected a 41-0 halftime advantage last week against the Texans. It's great. I love it. But can they keep it going against the Patriots? And I'll just dissect the game real quickly. Basically what it comes down to is just getting pressure on Brady. And the Dolphins have usually been pretty good at doing that. As you may have noticed, that the Patriots are really not running the ball that much. They only ran the ball maybe 10 times against the Jets last week. Brady's just slinging it, and it's all short passes because this way the pass rush can't get on them. So the Dolphins, you want to think, don't have to do any blitzing or anything to get pressure on Brady. If they can do that, they get pressure on him, they might have some success breaking up these short passes. Their pass defense has been playing good. Rashad Jones, 2 interception returns for touchdowns the last 2 weeks. So not too shabby. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Dolphins can disrupt the short passing game. If they can do it, I give them a chance. The point spread is 8.
Wow.
I will say here that the Dolphins will cover the spread. But unfortunately, I think New England's going to win this game by 7 points probably. So I'm picking New England as much as I hate to do it. I'm going to go with my head, not my heart, but I'm going to go with New England in this game.
Yeah, I'll say this about the Dolphins. They took advantage of their schedule. Really got a chance to rebound. With a new coach and everything. But this is where reality comes back.
Yes.
And the Patriots. One of the challenges there is that the running back situation. They do have LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah.
They like to use Dion Lewis. Lewis has been banged up, so they don't really have that 1-2 punch right now. So they lean on Brady a little more. He can get the job done.
Yeah.
So I am taking the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I think it'll be challenging for Miami going into Foxborough to really get anything done. And I think at the end of the day, though, let's see how well the Dolphins can compete in this game. If they can stay with the Patriots for most of the game, that's progress.
I'll say this though. In a weird way, a short week actually helps Miami in a way because they're relatively healthy. I mean, a lot of their starters sat in the fourth quarter or at least the second half. Lamar Miller, I don't think played the whole entire second half. Jarvis Landry, an amazing player, did not play much of the second half, if any. So the Dolphins are rested, and I think that just a short week helps them out because they're hot. When you're hot, you don't want to sit and accumulate rust. You want to strike when the iron's hot. So this team's hot right now. The short week might actually go to their advantage possibly, but it's going to be tough going on the road, no doubt about it. So all right, our next game are the Giants at the Saints. The Giants have been, they're steadily improving. They did a really good job against the Cowboys last week. And now they're going to New Orleans against the Saints team that they've rebounded. They had a good win on the road at Indianapolis. I think that after that bumpy start, the Saints are starting to play better. And I go with this one on the home field. I'm going to go with the Saints in this game.
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints too. I think the Saints realize that Atlanta's playing good football. Of course, you have Carolina in that division. They're going to need to win some games to keep pace. So, there's this home game. You're playing the Giants, pretty good team. Got to win it.
Next game is my buddy Frank Berwinzek, his Cincinnati Bengals. I think the surprise team of the league, one of them at least, undefeated, going to Pittsburgh against my two other friends, John Plechny and Steve Bosso. They're big Steelers fans. I know they're going to get together and watch this game. And against the Steelers, who have Ben Roethlisberger back. Supposedly he is back. And I think that's going to make the difference. I think the Bengals are going to lose a game eventually. They're not going to go undefeated, obviously. And it's a division game. Steelers are going to be home. The crowd is going to be pumped up at Heinz Field. I think Roethlisberger's return is going to be the elixir that helps the Steelers end the Bengals' undefeated season. And I like Pittsburgh in this game.
I'm taking the Bengals. I just like this team too much. I think, Dalton's playing real well.
Yeah.
He's got a couple good running backs there he can use. Got a solid receiving core. People look at A.J. Green, but, a lot of those other guys are pretty good too. And, of course, you have Tyler Eifert, the tight end. And, the defense is the defense. Solid defense under Marvin Lewis. I think they beat the Steelers.
Next game, this is a really interesting game. The Jets at the Raiders. A rematch of the Heidi game, by the way. If you remember, I don't think you remember the Heidi game, do you?
I don't think I was alive.
No,
but,
you weren't.
But I have heard of it.
Right.
I have.
No, you weren't alive.
Dabbled in that YouTube video.
I was barely alive, maybe a year old or something like that. So, anyways, the Jets, I think, another team that again has put together a very good season. They did give New England a tough game last week. They're going on the road on the West Coast to the Raiders. The Raiders, they went into San Diego. They completely blew out the Chargers. That stunned me. Okay, and I like the Raiders in this game. I just think that Derek Carr is quietly putting together an all-pro season as quarterback of the Raiders. And I think this team is getting confidence, which always helps. And I like them on the road. I like them at home against the Jets. I'm going with the Raiders in this game.
I like the Jets in a squeaker. This is a tough game to bet on, but I think it's going to be the Jets.
Okay. Our next game is the Seattle Seahawks at the Dallas Cowboys. Another intriguing game. Seattle's a 6-point favorite in this game, which really says a lot. The Cowboys did not play well last week. Matt Castle played a horrible game. He's still going to be the quarterback. Everything says go with Seattle in this game, but something, my gut likes the Cowboys here. They're at home. I think they're going to try to run the ball more. I don't think the Seahawks are as intimidating as they used to be, especially on defense. I think Russell Wilson's he's still playing at a very good level, but he's not like the best quarterback in the game level. I think the Cowboys are going to bounce back. This is a game they need to win to keep pace in the NFC East. I like the Cowboys in this game.
Man, I'm taking the Seahawks.
Wow, we're really different this week, aren't we?
Yeah, Seahawks have to get on a winning track eventually.
Yes.
I believe they had last week off, so I think they'll bounce back.
All right, last game, and this is the marquee game of the week, undoubtedly. The Packers at the Broncos. Both teams undefeated. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got Peyton Manning. I mean, what a matchup this is going to be. And I'll tell you, Green Bay is a 3-point favorite in this game. Yeah. How often is Denver a home underdog? I would take Denver just to cover the spread, and I'm going to pick them to win. I think that they're going to run the ball more. That defense, Denver does have the best defense in the league, don't they? I believe they do. And I think home field, again, I'm one of those believers in home field. I really think it's a big thing in these big primetime games. But I like the Broncos to deal the Packers their first loss. I'm going with Broncos in this game.
I'm taking the Packers.
Wow.
I think Aaron Rodgers will get the job done in Denver. That defense is pretty good, but I think they have the tools that, I think 20, 23 points will win it for the Packers. I don't think, with the way Manning's playing that the Broncos will put up that many points.
Well, both of us went 4-2 last week, so I still have a 2-game lead on Robert, I believe. So I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I'm up by 2.